WOCA. Ocala.
Right. Let's see. Before we do our next interview, I want to say for the benefit of our guest that the phone lines were affected by the storm. However, they're working. It's just that they've got some kind of crazy echo happening on the end of the caller, which means that the on-air part should sound good. But for Patty Wipfler listening in and ready to come on to talk to us about this amazing book for parenting called Listen. I believe it's an audiobook as well as an actual book. But Patty, if you're listening, I want you to know that if for any reason the echo that you're going to be hearing is distracting, we can do this at a different time. But so far, so good. The other guest this morning said it was just a slight inconvenience. Patty Wipfler, good morning, Patty. Thank you for being on the air with us today.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. How's the echo? Is it too bad?
No, not too bad.
Okay. And where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Northern California.
Okay. I have no idea. I didn't know a hurricane could cause an echo on a phone line. This is the first I've ever heard of this. But I promise.
Along with all kinds of other things.
But you sound good on our end. Let me tell you this. I love being a parent. My son is 31, and when I was married, I had a stepdaughter. She's got to be, is she 40 now? I think she's 40 now.
She turned 40 this year.
And they were beautiful and as children, and they're beautiful as adults, and it was the best experience I ever had. The marriage didn't last, but the relationship with the children did. and it was beautiful, and I used to say that they spoiled me. Robin too. Robin had has two wonderful children.
Yes.
Hers are also, adults and stuff. But I feel like, I probably was spoiling them in the traditional sense, but they spoiled me because I don't know what it was like to have a juvenile delinquent kid, So I don't know if I accidentally did it right or not.
Way to go. Your love got through really nicely.
Oh, I like that. My love got through. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe, you know what?
It's a great quote.
I think you're right, because I absolutely adored being a parent. So is this an audiobook only, or is this a book?
No, it's a book and an audiobook.
Okay, that's what I thought. And you've got such great reviews on Amazon. It's 5 stars, like across the board.
Yeah, it's a very helpful book, because it really does give parents simple things they can do to get their love through to their children and to get their guidance through as well.
So the one thing that I found interesting is that a lot of people are saying in the little reviews that they leave that there are so many books out there that deal with parenting that this one deserves more than 5 stars, that this one is extremely useful. What did you observe that you thought needed to be out there that wasn't out there in the other books?
Well, one insight that we have that's very, very helpful is that children need to feel connected to their parents. They need to feel safe, connected, accepted, seen. And when that sense of connection breaks, that's when children's behavior goes off track. And so the 5 simple tools are ways of connecting with your child, ways of increasing your child's sense that you're there for them, and ways of repairing the connection when their behavior has gone off track, or when your behavior has gone off track, because we're not angels either all the time as parents.
There you go. Yeah. So there's a way to repair it. I mean, I can think of a few examples when you say that. I can think of somebody right now, a lady who did everything right. It looked like, but the child just went crazy, not crazy, but started getting into crime, etc. And I've often thought, oh my gosh, how do you fix that? I feel so blessed that our children didn't go that direction.
Yeah, sometimes hard things happen to children very early in their life and make them feel very separate. For instance, being born premature and having to go through a lot of medical difficulties and isolation early in their lives. Can make it harder for children to feel their parents caring, because their first experience is so alone and they're so sick.
Are there any tricks or I don't mean to say gimmicks in a negative way, but let me give you an example of what I mean in order to ask this question. Like, for example,
Sure.
the one that comes to mind is I'm going to take my son fishing, because then the two of us are going to be together, and I have an opportunity to really have time together and listen to him. The book is called Listen. That would be, I don't mean the gimmick in a bad way, but I mean, is it a gimmicky kind of a technique that I could use to maybe bond closer if I needed that?
Yes, our first and perhaps most important tool is what we call special time. And that is time together with your child, one-on-one, but you say, I'll do whatever you want to do. What do you want to do? And you time it. So it could be for 15 minutes, could be for 3 minutes, could be for an hour. That's long to actually pay attention to a child and do exactly what they want. We have a hard time doing this. But giving them special time really allows them to be in charge of the relationship for a little while. And that helps children feel seen and heard. And at the end of special time, if they've been feeling like, gee, I haven't had enough of this, and there's hurt lying inside, oftentimes a young child will find a reason to cry at the end of special time. And that brings up our second insight, which is that children need to cry in order to release bad feelings that have collected inside of them. And our best move at a time when a child is tantruming or crying is just to get down on one knee, offer them a hand, and say, I'm so sorry it's hard.
And parents,
you really do have to get in the car soon. But I see that it's hard. And let them offload all the tension they're carrying. This really bonds children to their parents because we've listened.
And I think sometimes parents will sabotage their relationship. We broadcast from a mall, and we see a lot of families walking back and forth by the window, and there are so many young children, little children in strollers, little toddlers, and you see the mom on the phone as she's walking with the children or pushing them in the stroller. And I think, that parent is sabotaging their own relationship by not hanging up that phone and paying attention to sharing the moment with the child.
Yeah, it's hard. Parents are really isolated in their work, spending all day with young children without adult contact is hard. So what we like to do is set parents up to listen to one another, not while they're with their children, when their children are napping or after their children are tucked into bed. So I would listen to you for 20 minutes about how it is for you as a parent. Tell me you could tell me what nuts. And you could have a good cry. And you would listen to me for 20 minutes, and I could take care of this stress that I'm under as a parent.
Patty,
and this helps parents feel connected.
I wanted to tell the listeners the information that was provided to us indicated that you're the founder of a nonprofit called Hand in Hand Parenting. I love that name, by the way.
Thanks.
You're a keynote speaker at the Association for the Education of Young Children Conventions, and you train therapists, social workers, and parent educators in our country as well as others. I can hear it in your voice. I can hear that this is something you're passionate about. The book and audiobook is called Listen, and it's written by our guest Patty Wipfler and Tasha Shore. Tell me a little bit about Tasha.
Oh, Tasha is a mom of 3 boys, and what she's really great at is understanding how to help parents undo the aggressive impulses their children have. She's really great talking to parents about being parents of boys. And how to play with boys so that they get some of the aggressive impulses out of their system, how to stay close to boys as they become adolescents. She's really good at all of that.
Do the tools change when the child is autistic?
No, they don't. you need to modify them a little bit, but the effort needs to be still to connect. And it's harder for autistic children to feel connected, but staying with a child through a tantrum or through a big cry, which autistic children tend to have, can really help them feel much closer to their parents, and it can relax some of the repetitive behaviors that they have.
I don't know if this sounds crazy or if I'm just a radio guy and I don't have a clue, but my son is now 31, and when I spend time with him, last October I got to spend a week with him in New York. It was so great. It was just the two of us, and that stop and listen instead of talking, message that it seems like you're giving us, even with him at 31 and me at 62, I think it still works even with an adult child.
It does. Yep. Even if you don't announce it, thinking, special time, we're just going to do what you want to do. If you want to talk about stuff, I'm right here, but I'm not going to grill you. I'm not going to ask probing questions. I'm just going to wait for you to feel close enough. I'm here. I'd love to hear who you are and what you're thinking.
Absolutely, yeah. And thinking back to my own relationship with my own parents, that was what made that one special too. I can remember just kind of when those moments happened. It was probably the memories that stuck with me the most after they passed.
Yeah.
It's probably what makes us who we are. That whole DNA test that they keep advertising online for what's it called? Ancestry or something. I think what makes us who we are is not the DNA as much as it is the relationships.
Yes, I think you're exactly right. We internalize one another's point of view. We internalize one another's caring. We internalize one another's attention, and we learn and we grow when we have access to one another's attention in that way.
The book is called Listen, 5 Simple Tools to Meet Your Everyday Parenting Challenges. I found that on Amazon. It's got 5-star reviews across the board. Patty, give us a website if you have one in addition to Amazon.
Yes, we have lots of information, over 100 free articles on all kinds of issues that parents bump up against with young children. And it's at handinhandparenting.org.
Okay, handinhandparenting.org. Hand in hand. That's a wonderful name. Hand in hand.
It is wonderful. I love that.
Hand in hand. I love this. It's a visual. You can picture that. A hand in a hand. Patty, thank you, and please thank Tasha for us. You ladies have written an amazing book. I can't wait to read it myself. And even though I don't have a young child anymore. I'm still a parent, but
yes, you are a loving parent. Your son loves you. You're his hero.
Yep. You understand parenting so well. It's really been a pleasure to talk to you, Larry.
Thank you, Patty.
And Robin.
Thank you so much. All right, let's take a little break. We'll be right back.
Here is your 30-second news brief. President Donald Trump will be coming to Florida tomorrow to speak to residents impacted by Hurricane Irma. According to state officials, Irma has killed at least 15 people in Florida, one of them here